As you see the title today, questions and answers about Islam. Now it's very easy to ask questions, but it's very hard to answer them. Before I start, I want to say thank you for all those who send me their prayer and their support. So anyway, always we see Muslims questioning the Bible. And one of the funny thing I find about Muslims questioning the Bible is when a Muslim he questioning the Bible, he should be questioning his God first. Why? Because you see, when somebody is a Muslim, he believes that the Bible is the book of Allah. It's not like somebody is a Hindu. So when you are a Muslim and you come to us and you say, as an example, that the Torah is corrupt or the Injil is corrupt, and actually the Quran, he used exactly the word Injil, which is a Greek word, which is a clear proof that Muhammad, he is not a prophet of God. Because if Muhammad he claimed that the Injil is the book of Isa, which sent to the Jews, how in the world a book sent by somebody supposedly he is from the Jews according to Islam to the Jews, but yet the name of his book is in Greek? It's like saying Christian Prince he made a book to the Chinese, but the name of the book in German. This is how silly the statement is. Especially we are talking about religion, belief. Isa was sent only to the Jews. He's not an international prophet for them, only to the Jews. Then we find things in the opposite when it's come to Islam. Muhammad is an international prophet, but his book in Arabic, and people have to pray in Arabic to a God who don't listen to any language except Arabic, but yet he's international prophet. This is how much they have double standard in their thinking and their questioning. Same time, it is us who should ask the question. As long Allah is the one who revealed the Quran and the Torah and the Injil, why Allah, according to Muslim, he decided to protect the Quran, but he don't want to protect the Injil and the Torah? I mean, isn't it silly? Isn't it silly of this God? Is the book of God is equal to other books of God? If the Muslim they want to say to us that the book of the Allah, the Quran, is more important than the Injil, that's mean the Muslim believe that Allah was silly, stupid when he wrote the Injil, and he was stupid and silly when he wrote the Torah. So what do you mean this book Allah will protect and the other one will not? In the Quran you will find verses where it says لا مبدل لكلمات الله. Nobody can change the word of Allah. Okay, how you say nobody can change the word of Allah, and then you say to us that they changed the word of Allah? Huh? Read this verse with me in the Quran, and this is the Muslim translation. The Muslim they say that the Arab were amazed with the Quran, but the verse in the front of us it says that the Arab they were asking him to replace the Quran. They who look not for the meeting with us say, bring a lecturer other than this, or change it. Say, O Muhammad, it is not for me to change it. Of my accord, I only follow which is inspired to me. Here we find something very funny. You see, the word inspired is correct. In Arabic, it says wahi. But Muhammad never been inspired Quran. And here we see how silly, stupid the idea of the one who wrote the Quran, because inspired is not by getting delivery by a guy. If a guy come to my house and he delivered to me a package of zucchini, this is not inspiration. I'm not inspired zucchini. Muhammad never inspired. If we ask the Muslims, can you show me where Muhammad was inspired? They cannot. So the one here who chose this word is stupid, is silly. And Muhammad saying, they are asking him to change the Quran, and he says, I cannot change the Quran because this is what I inspired. But Muhammad never received inspiration. Muhammad received delivery. Isn't it, you Muslims, all of you agree that Muhammad received Quran from a guy, his name is Jibreel? So where is the inspiration? And he spoke to him face to face. Inspiration is not, even if God spoke to me, is not inspiration no more. If he spoke to me directly by voice, he appeared in front of me, that is not inspiration. Inspire is it, he put it in my mind. I was inspired from inside me, from the inner of a human being, that God inspired you, so you write something by his inspiration. But if it is delivery, this is not inspiration. Do we agree, people, or my English is not helping me to explain? Do you understand me? So here you notice that the Quran is very silly and it doesn't make sense in any way, in any mean. And the more you read this book, the more you find that this book is very silly. Like as an example, read the verse after it. So if Allah had so willed, I should not have received it to you, nor would have made it known to you. I dwelt among you a whole lifetime before it. Before it, what does that mean? And the bit between two bracket came to me to explain it. Have ye then no sense? I like it when the Quran is speaking about sense. You remember yesterday we show you the verse where it says you can eat in your houses? Anyone remember what chapter was? Who remember? Let us see how many of you is learning. What the chapter is? The chapter, it says, as long as we mentioned it yesterday, let's refresh your memory. Which chapter in the Quran it says you are allowed to eat in your house? Anyone remember? 24. Somebody says 23. Okay. Anyone remember? No. See, like you guys are not really learning. Yeah, it's 24:61. So always if you wanna speak to Muslims, you have to keep your reference in mind. Otherwise, there is no point, right? Like in the future, if you want to show them this verse, what you do? I mean, are you going to start searching? When somebody speak about sense, and you just yesterday we made this video for you, showing you how silly, how funny this book is. Imagine there is God. He says to us, no blame is there upon the blind, nor no blame upon the lame, nor any blame upon the sick, nor on yourself if you eat in your houses. I mean, have you ever heard of such a God saying it's okay, no blame upon you if you are blind to eat in your home? Since when there is a blame? I mean, what nation in the world they blame somebody anyway for eating in his house? If this is God talking, God, he sit in his table and he start thinking, what I will write today, what I will teach the human being today. I want to give them extra wisdom, something they do not know. I will give them ethic. Let me write here, no blame if you are sick to eat in your home. Hello? No blame if you are blind to eat in your home. No blame if you are lame to eat. You know, a guy, he cannot walk, where he will eat. No blame to eat in the house of your father. No blame to eat in the house of your mother. Hello? I mean, this is something I have to get God to tell me. It's okay to eat in my house, in the house of my father, and the house of my mother, and then the house of my brother and the house of my sister. So here you notice that this is very silly, stupid book. But the Muslims always, they try to give us, or they to try to make you believe that this is an amazing book, wisdom. If you read the verse after this one, you will see how silly this book. Or even if you read the verse before it, look at this verse. Look at this verse. Read and love. As for women past childbearing, which mean over 50 years old, who have no hope of marriage, it is not a sin for them if they discard clothing in such a way not to show adornment. What is that? Allah saying to women, it's okay, it's not a sin if you don't have makeup, because now supposedly you are in the maintenance store. Do you see it, guys? What do you mean it's not a sin? What even the business of this God with women who they are over the age of 50 to tell them such a silly thing? It's okay if you are in an age where you cannot have babies no more, if you don't put makeup, and if you look horrible, and if you don't take of yourself, take care, if you don't wear nice clothes, it's okay, it's not sin. Why? She is dead, she's a woman, so what if she is 45 or she is 50? I mean, this is God. What is the wisdom? Another verse here. Don't call the prophet the same you call each other. What? The true believer, he don't speak to his messenger the same he speak to others. Why? He is God. If you want to go to the prophet, you have to ask for permission. Make not the calling of the messenger among as you calling one another. And then if you go to the rules, you will see that you cannot speak loud when you speak to the messenger. You have to speak like this. Prophet, how are you? If you say, Prophet, how are you? That's not right. You have to lower your voice. And you have to be subdued like you are a cat. And he is the big dog. Make not the calling of the messenger among you as calling one another. Allah knows those who steal away. What does that mean? Hiding yourself, hiding themselves. What does that mean? Allah making a threat. You cannot talk about Muhammad the same you talk about others. Muhammad is God. Don't talk about the prophet in the way you talk about others, because Allah all knowing, he knew how you talk about him. Muhammad, he fabricated Quran to make them speak to him in such a way as God, even if he is not there. Otherwise, Allah all knowing, and he will punish you. And here we go. This is a verse from Allah. By the way, just to inform you, the videos we take down, you will find a link for it from now on in minds.com. which mean like now I have this original link. Later, a day after, this video will be taken down, but I will post replacement for it from the videos of channels which you are downloading. So later the same video will be in different channel. I will post it in mine. So if you don't mind, subscribe to mine. Here we go. We made a better Quran. Now, everything we see in front of us, Muslims, they don't like anyone to question it. As an example, the same chapter. Imagine it says here that Allah He sent down from heaven hail. And this hail is in mountains in heaven, which means Allah He break the hail from those mountains. Can we question this stupidity? No. Muhammad explained how the hail is made. Science. You cannot question. And the Muslim, they fabricate stories about science. As an example, here it says that the Quran says that there is the darkness of a sea which is covered by wave after wave. They say to you, according to science, there is above waves and there's down in the ocean waves. But this is what the Quran is saying. The Quran is saying that a crazy sea, there's waves come in the top of the other wave, as simple as that. And the more crazy the ocean is, the more stormy it is, the darker it's going to be. And that's why he's speaking about the cloud in the top of it. So always they try to fabricate something is not there in order to convince you that this book is a book of God. What about the Quran? Saying that the stars are made to shoot the Shaitan in his ass. Do you know how big the star is? Chapter 67, verse number 5. And verily, we have beautified the word heaven with lamps. Okay, and we made them missiles for the devil, but the devil he live in the earth. Anyone knows what this is about? What the point of this story? Who knows? Let us see how many of you remember what is behind the story. And thank you, by the way, for those who made donation. I appreciate your support. Now, you know, with this donation, I can go and eat in my mom house because Allah He allowed it. Finally, I thought I cannot eat in my mother house. Thank you, guys. Anyone remember? The genie, according to Muhammad, the genie, which is the shaitan, they try to spy at Allah. So what Allah He do? He have a defense system, Star Wars system. Star Wars exist before George Bush and those idiots. We have it long time before. Muhammad is the first one who starts Star Wars. So when the shaitan, he tried to spy at Allah, Allah He showed him. Is that in the Quran or this in the Hadith? Anyone remember? Anyone remember? Is that in the Hadith or in the Quran? This is in the Quran, chapter 15, verse number 18. Here you will see, if we read like a little bit before, it says, and verily, in the heaven we have set mansions of stars, and we beautified it for a whole beholder, and we have guarded it from every outcast devil. You see, the Muslims here, they use this verse to say to you, this is about the atmosphere. Look how they fabricate. This verse saying it is the sky protected, not the earth. It is opposite. And what he is talking about here, you see, they show you this verse, and they show you other verse. We will show that one too. but they will not show you that this is about protecting the sky from the devil. The devil cannot leave the earth and go to the sky, and we have guarded it from every outcast devil. What they do? Save him who steals the hearing, and them those clear flame pursue. So when the shaitan, he tried to steal information from Allah, and this is very normal these days, you know, hacking. This is hacking, you know, but he wanna go to heaven to steal, to spy. Okay, shaitan, obviously he worked for CIA or Mossad or KGB. So shaitan, he tried to spy, but Allah will not let that happen. But sometimes in different verses it says it happened. So what Allah do? Right away the alarm system of Allah is going to go crazy, and the missile, he will take one of the stars. So what happened here? Muhammad, with his ignorance, trying to explain what the falling star we see at night are. This is a legend idea that the devils, once they start to spy at gods, so they can watch it, or they can use it for witchcraft, or let us say the one who read your future. How they can do that? Because they have a communication with those shaitan who they spy at God, and they give them information for exchange. So when you see a falling star, which is not really a star, it's a meteor, according to Muhammad, this is a real star, and Allah, he is shooting the shaitan in his ass for trying to spy. And yet the Muslim, they say to us, like, who have a book like the book of Allah? Who can make a book like the book of Allah? How the shaitan is so small to the point he can wrap himself around your penis, Muslims, yet he need a star to kill him. According to your prophet, shaitan even sleep in your nose. Let's see. Let's see if we can find the hadith. Shaitan, he sleep in your nose. But yet we need a star. We need a star to shoot it. I mean, such a small creature. Why Allah he need a star to kill it or to keep it away? And why Allah even need such a thing? I mean, if I'm just trying to find you the hadith in Arabic, in English, sorry. Look at this, and this is Sahih. They cannot say to us it's weak. The apostle of Allah said, when any of you awake up from sleep and perform ablution, he must clean his nose 3 times, for the devil spend his night in the interior of his nose. So a little tiny is not even in the size of a mosquito. We need a star to kill it. How the star will go inside the earth without destroying the earth? Do you know how big the star is? And how even shaitan can spy at Allah? I mean, why Allah need the Muslim? They say to us that Allah, if you want something, he say B is going to be. Okay, say B, say B. Say they cannot spy. That's it. What do you mean missiles and shooting? Who is the one? Who is the one who's going to shoot those stars? Let us think about it. You see, I like to like to make people use their brain so we can think together. Let me grab an image here so we can use it for this. Hold on, give me a second. which image we will use. Okay, hold on. All right. I will use an Islamic image I have here. I will take a snapshot of it so we can use it. Okay. Let us imagine this together. Shaitan, he live in earth according to Islam. Shaitan wanna go up to heaven. Okay. Shaitan going up. He tried to go up. Shaitan, he arrived here. We will make him in yellow. This is Shaitan. Allah, and look like it, he have an army or defense system where angels maybe or even him, they have guns. And what is the emission for those guns? They shoot stars. So Allah here, he have defense system. The second the Shaitan he arrived to a certain point, those angels, they start shooting missiles at the Shaitan, and then either they get him injured or he got killed. And this is according to the explanation of the hadith and that of seer. So the second the Shaitan he tried to get in, the one who survived is the one who come back usually and he steals some information, which means he was successful really. He did not die. So he stole some information and he come back with it. Now, if we go and see the interpretation for this verse, because you know the Muslims, they might say to us, oh, you are making things up. Chapter 15 verse number 18. Let us see the interpretation. We go to English. Chapter 15 verse number 18. Tafsir al-Jalalain. This is al-Jalalain, who is, you know, comparing to others, he is a new scholar. He is saying, except the one who listened by stealth, he pursued by a clear flame, a shining meteor, that breast burns him or pierces him or drive him insane. So he's not necessarily going to get killed. The Muslims, after they notice that this is impossible, they start using the word meteor in the interpretation. But in the Quran it says clearly those are lamps, and lamps are exist according to the Quran only in the lowest heaven, and they are the stars. And actually there's many in the same website of Quran and Miracles, you will find them speaking about those lamps as a stars, and they themselves they agree that lamps is a stars, not a meteor. But it is a meteor when they want, it's a star when they want, depend in the deception. If we go to different interpretation, save him who steals hearing and then and them doth a clear flame pursue. They are pursued by a bright burning star. Let's go to Ibn Kathir. What Ibn Kathir want to say? Ibn Kathir is a moderate scholar who try always to defend the Quran, and by the way, Ibn Kathir in English have nothing to do with Ibn Kathir in Arabic. Just take a note about that. 90% of Ibn Kathir in English, or sorry, in Arabic, it disappear in English. So here we will see Ibn Kathir talking. Allah, He made the stars as buruj. Buruj, by the way, what do you call it in English? The one you read your future, like you can read what will happen to you. Islam teaches exactly the same. This is something they took from the Indian, from the Persian, about there is buruj, where there is towers and palaces, and each one of them presents something, and we can read the future with it. So then he says, he refers to sensual fortress. He made shooting stars to guard against the evil devils who try to listen to information conveyed at the highest or highest heights. If any devil preaches and advance hoping to listen, a clear shooting star comes to him and destroy him. He may already have passed on whatever he heard before. Okay, so look what happened here. Shaitan, he went to heaven and he is communicating with his friends. And now Allah, he shoot him, but it's too late because Shaitan already he steals some information. And now he will carry it down to earth. The fire hit him. And another devil below him, the later will then take it to his friends among the humans, as he stated in Sahih explanation. And this is a hadith in the hadith. So the Muslims believe that Shaitan, he can steal and he can spy at Allah, and he can use it for a fortune teller, and least until it reached the earth, and he put it in the mouth of the sorcerer or fortune tellers, so that after telling 100 lies he got something right. So fortune tellers are, according to Islam, they are true people. They are really stealing at Allah. They are getting their information from Allah. Let us see if this guy is a Muslim. And remember, the interpretation of the Quran by new scholars, and Ibn Kathir is one of the newest, by the way. Like, even though he is many centuries before, but the more it's close to our time, the more the interpretation is tried to make the Quran more acceptable. This is why you see in the English translation, it is totally different from the English translation. Let us see. Somebody, he's a Muslim on a call.